is the time where most people stay quite a lot at home, and I feel like although Netflix has a lot of interesting Christmas movies, I feel like I should definitely read more. I actually read already 45 books this year, but now my goal is actually to get 50. So I thought it was time to do a new readathon. If you haven't seen the last readathon, it was an Adventures Through Wonderland themed readathon. I will just link it up in the cards and in the description down below. In April this year, I discovered the magical readathons by G from the YouTube channel Book Roast, and she put so much work in her readathons, and you get printables and prompts and a lot of community, and you just get sucked in the whole magical world, and it's unbelievable how much work she put in that and makes you really feel like you're a wizard. Unfortunately, she discontinued the whole magical readathons, but they're still up online, and I chose to do the Christmas at Hogwarts readathon from 2018. Thankfully, you still can download everything, so I got my map. The goal is to attend the Christmas feast, and you have to go through different stations in this map, certain reading prompts to reach the Christmas feast. So I just thought I will present you the books I'm gonna read for this readathon. This readathon will start today and go until Christmas. To reach the Christmas feast, you have to do certain things, and the first one is finish your coursework, which means it's finish your current read. I'm actually reading 2 books at the same time at the moment. It's first of all Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I'm almost done. Actually, I'm planning to do a read with me during this vlogmas, and it's gonna be so funny to see my reaction when all the crazy things happening. I don't have so many pages left, so I'm really afraid. The second book I'm reading at the moment is The Little Paris Bookshop. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce these names correctly because they're French and I've never had French. But this book is about Jean Perdu. This book is about a bookseller called Jean Perdu. He's using books like medicine. So when customers come in, he will ask them several questions and recommend books based on what he thinks they need or what they have lack of. And I think that's such a nice thing, and it's such an interesting talent to feel right after a few minutes of talking what kind of books somebody should read. And he also prescribes them as medicine, so he tells them read this before breakfast for 3 to 5 minutes, and yeah, and you should be better in 14 days. But there's also a secret about him. Although he's really good in reading other people, he is kind of totally closed and he doesn't let anybody in his life. And the reason was, like 20 years ago, he was in love with a woman and she left him without any notice. And slowly you will find out more, and this is where I'm actually at the moment, so I'm really curious how it continues. Next task we have to do is to help Hagrid decorate the trees, and that means I have to read a book with a golden detail. And I'm so happy I actually found one when I was at the library with Elizabeth. It's The Mystery of Three Quarters. It is not an original Agatha Christie book, but Sophie Hannah was allowed to write new Hercule Poirot mysteries. She's not using the other characters around him, like Captain Hastings and Miss Lemon, which I find really sad. But I'm really curious how this is gonna be. So the book says, returning home after lunch one day, Hercule Poirot finds an angry woman waiting outside his front door. She demands to know why Poirot has sent her a letter accusing her of the murder of Barnabas Pandy, a man she has neither heard or nor ever met. Poirot has never heard of Barnabas Pandy and has accused nobody of murder. Shaken, he goes inside only to find that he has a visitor waiting for him. A man who also claims also to have received a letter from Poirot that morning, accusing him of the murder of Barnabas Pandy. Poirot wonders how many more letters of this sort have been sent in his name. Who Who sent them and why? More importantly, who's Barnabas Pandy? Is he dead? And if so, was he murdered? And can Poirot find out the answers without putting more lives in danger? I think that sounds really good. I'm really looking forward to read it. Oh god, I have to read so much. Okay, after that, we're gonna visit The Three Broomsticks. I have to read a book that should only take a day. So I thought I'd take a thinner book, but actually I don't have like a really thin book I could read. So I'm going with Agatha Christie. Usually I'm able to read that within 1 or 2 days. And this one is Murder at the Vicarage, which is a Miss Marple book. Anyone who murdered Colonel Prothero, declared the parson, brandishing a carving knife above a joint of roast beef, would be doing the world at large a favor. It was a careless remark for a man of the cloth, and one which was to come back and haunt the clergyman just a few hours later, when the colonel was found shot dead in the clergyman's study. But as Miss Marple soon discovers, the whole village seems to have had a motive to kill Colonel Prothero. Colonel Prothero is a really difficult name. Really don't know if I pronounce it correctly. And I see on Goodreads that I already read this book, but I really can't remember, so why not reading it again? So after that, you actually can choose which task you want to do. So either exchange presents at your common room, sneak into kitchen to gift Dobby odd socks, or attend the jewel ball. And I chose that. So that means I have to read a book you've been preparing yourself for. So I think I will go with the Body Kindness. Transform your health from the inside out and never say diet again. Since I'm already in this area at the moment of reading it, it just looks so pretty to read, so we'll see how long that takes. After that, I'm gonna use the invisibility cloak to get to the restricted sections of the Hogwarts library. It says I'm supposed to read a banned book. Now, I don't really know what is a banned book, but I decided to go for the magic, and it will be Twice Magic, which is book number 2 of The Wizard of Wands, and this is actually in Norwegian. So I have been reading the first part, I think in summer or spring, I don't really remember. It wasn't my favorite book. I didn't really get into it, but I think I want to give it a second chance and hope that the second book is better in the series. This was once the story of a young boy wizard and a young girl warrior who had been taught since birth to hate each other like poison. But now the boy wizard and girl warrior have been brought together in the Bad Woods and have witnessed the shocking consequences of the stone that takes away magic. They will need to cast aside the difference once more, for an evil spell has broken free. So these are all the books I'm planning to read. In addition, I'm actually reading one book that I read every day because it's my Christmas calendar. This is a German children's book actually. My mom was reading it in school, and every day you can only read like 4 pages, and it always ends on a cliffhanger, so you're always interested in like what's gonna happen next. It's always a crime, and this time 2 boys are looking for a wolf, but they found out it's actually just a dog. But the dog belongs to Sophie, and at home at Sophie, a lot of strange things happening. So the 2 boys will play detectives and try to find out what's happening. And it looks like one of them is really interested in Sophie. So we have a little bit romance going on as well. So far, I'm really liking it. So it's just a nice advent calendar to have, because as you can see, the pages actually usually together, and you have to rip them off so you can't read more than you should read. So these are all the books I'm gonna read. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will definitely give you some updates during Vlogmas and tell you how far I come. If I'm able to read all the books, I will definitely make it to 50 books this year, but we'll see. And I wish you a wonderful day, and we will see each other tomorrow.